having a wonderful, blessed Tuesday. I got up this morning. I did send you the Lord's Prayer. Those of you who are still growing in Christ, that needs to be sprinkled with His love. Know that He is real. But what I wanted to talk to you about this afternoon is about Jamal Bryant, who's on his rant against the brothers and the sisters that attended the White House for the the contribute to Black history, okay? And they had his face on a swivel or something like that. They had his face up there at the White House, and he is on a rant, okay? He's talking about if you pull up on him, just pull up on him and all this other stuff. That's not supposed to be coming from someone who considered themselves a Christian leader in a community of people who are suffering, who are terrified about losing their jobs, people that are terrified about their living situation right now, or whatever they might be going through in their lives. That is not something that should be preached preached from the pulpit, something about your own personal political agenda. Um, you got to keep it in control, brother. And that's all I got to say. He got to keep it in control of how he is addressing things from the pulpit. And it's been going on long enough, long enough. And it's just not really helpful to those who are sitting there listening to it. And it's getting into these people and making people do crazy things that may cost them their life. So you have to be really careful about what you put out there as a Christian leader to the community that you serve, especially the people that you feel that are the victims. And saying that, the things you're saying about other organizations against racism. Everything got something to do with racism. It's not racism. Jamal, you made it. You went to a HBCU. Okay? You went to a history of a black college and a university. You had an opportunity. How did you survive? Talk about your testimony. How you got through it. How the Lord got you through it. How God kept you above and not beneath. Um, when all the racial things were going on, and how you were never affected by it in any kind of way. You became a prominent pastor in Empower Temple AME Church out there in Baltimore, Maryland. And on top of that, all your other great achievements that you have accomplished. So he's telling you a bunch of crazy lies. Him and the other one that was sitting up there were on her racial rants on her platform, Joy Reid. And me personally, I think Jamal Bryant has a more bigger influence on people than Joy Reid does on people. Remember, she's a female. And I don't know her, status, as far as her personal status about her life. Is she married? She got kids? Whatever. I don't get that personal in people's story. But the thing is that Jamal Bryant is more of an influence, and sometimes somebody needs to step in and do something about it, even if it has to be from the WNCP, the WA, and the NWACP. I'm sorry. And other black organizations that have to step up and say, come on, Jamal, you're doing too much. They need to talk to him. He is doing too much. And it's hurting a lot of people more than it is helping people. It is causing people to think that they are inferior to a certain group of people because of the color of their skin, and that's not true. That is not true. Stop focusing on what is on the outside of a person instead of what's on the inside of a person and what's going on the inside of people. He has this real hate for Trump and Trump supporters, for MAGA or whatever, and he called everybody there a racist. If he really read the Bible, he will know that most of Jesus' enemies were the people that were sitting right there close by to him, not the people that were not there. You understand? Not the people who weren't close to him. A lot of them wanted to hear what he had to say because a lot of them was dealing with some personal stuff themselves. And even it was a man that was sitting in the religious groups or whatever like that, who had a real liking for Christ and what he teach and didn't feel that he done anything wrong. And it was a whole lot of people at that time that felt that he didn't do anything that was sitting in high positions in government and everything that was on the side of Christ. They stood on the right side of Christ. If you go deeper into the story about Christ, if you go really deeper into the story, you'll find out that it was more people that were these religious leaders, Pharisees, even though it was some of them that also plotted against him and also set up his murder or whatever, but there was a whole lot that was on his side, and that was his friend from a distance, you know? So we can't go by all of this racism that Jamal Bryant is teaching you to hate on a certain group of people. And he is out of control. He's more out of control to me than Joy Reid has been. She only been out here talking the stuff she's been talking for a short period of time. This wasn't a long-term thing with her. She wasn't out here doing it before the election. She did this on her assignment when she was, you know, running for under, you know, this woman power stuff. You know, those are her personal reasons for Kamala and black women. That's her value as a black woman and what she experienced or whatever during her life journey in political science, political whatever, you know, when she got on that platform as to be accommodator for her platform. But Jamal Bryant is out of control and he's on the pulpit. That's disgusting. And if I had young daughters and young sons, they will not be going to his church. I'm sorry. And if they choose to do, then they on their own with that one. Because I want to lead my kids. I would like to lead them into the positive light and nothing dark and negative and anything ignorant and anything that's just going to cost them their life of doing something stupid. And he's exactly pumping that stuff out. So anyway, y'all, I'm back here at the building. Got to get back to work. So if God's willing, I'll get back with y'all this evening. And you all be safe. God bless. Love you. Peace.